You're watching Face to Face, live from the CSL studio. Your host, Nesta, Cann.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Cann, and today we have a special episode. Two special guests. We have Raj.
Hello.
And
me.
Alexa.
Hi.
Alexa, am I pronouncing it right?
It's Alexis.
Alexis, sorry.
Yeah.
See?
Close, but not the technology. So
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, today is a different show, so something different from Face to Face. Normally, Face to Face is a little bit different format, but we're going to spice it up a little bit. We're going to talk about relationships today, guys.
Ooh, relationships.
yes, we are.
So, I'm going to start it off. Do you guys believe that relationships should be 50-50?
No.
I mean,
Ladies
that's-
first. Ladies first.
That's a big statement. Like 50-50 how? Like nothing's ever 50-50.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Because people say 50-50, 70-40. So, yeah. Yeah.
Like effort?
Yeah, right. Effort.
No.
You kind of come from Roger a little bit.
I mean, I understand what you're
Help
saying.
me out
but
here, Dr. Phil.
I am not Dr. Phil. As far as effort, everybody should be, giving 100% on that. But I don't believe in the 50-50 thing because I don't believe that there's any growth in that. And I'm not saying that it's only the dude who has to take charge or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but because there's some aspects where the woman is better at understanding something or capable of something. So, but for the most part, and my own personal experience,
Right.
I usually am the one who takes I don't know.
You take charge?
Yeah, because I've earned it, from her. She trusts me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That
Yeah.
terminology
I
just
know,
sounds
right?
bad. Even
What?
if you mean it in the best way.
It sounds like you want to take control, right?
I mean, I do.
You earned
but
it.
I do, but I'm trustworthy enough to,
Right.
She feels comfortable with following me. That's what I mean.
What I mean, 50-50 is, you pull your weight, I pull mine kind of
Yeah.
thing, Like if I'm out there, busting my tail, working, at least, if you're home most of the time and I'm out there providing, you're not really working, at least make sure, when I come home, have some food on the table, this and that, help me out a little bit, or some things that I can't do because, things that I can't do because I'm so busy at work all the time. And maybe you might be a little bit free, help me out here and there. But also other things. 50-50 can mean a lot of different things. What do you think?
It's never going to be completely equal,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
That's true.
Like one person's going to have a little more time and space. Sometimes the other person's going to have more time and space. I think it's just about trying to keep that balance. I mean, just like relationships have power balance, right?
Yeah, true.
Sometimes one person's putting in more effort and feels like they care more.
Yeah.
The other
Right.
I mean, that's always going to go up and down.
Yeah.
I think as long as both people, like you said, personal growth, you're
Yeah.
trying to put in effort, you're trying to, if let's say you're really busy one week, but the next week you're not, you're just going to try and make the relationship work, not just the partnership of
Yeah.
food or, social plans, but
Right.
just being available to
Being
your
available.
partner. You know what I mean? It's not just about the logistics,
Yeah.
the romance, right? I mean, that's what it's romantic. It should be not just a friendship where you split the bills. or
Agreed.
Yeah.
whatever,
I believe.
you
I
know?
believe. I usually say that one of the most important things is in a relationship is you have to. I use this analogy called walking the dog. Like if you get a new puppy, you have to walk the dog. You have to take the puppy out. You can't leave the puppy just in your apartment because you're just going to come home to crap and your furniture is going to be all messed up. So you have
So
to.
romantic.
So-
Tell me more. Tell me more about this great analogy.
So you have to think of it as in a new relationship. A lot of people when they get into it, once that chase is over,
Yeah.
they stop trying. There's no more you're just leaving this thing here and expecting it to do it work on its own without any effort.
Why do you think
That's-
relationships are like that? They start off good, and then they get all sour.
It's us. It's
Just
us
human
as-
beings?
Yeah, yeah. We
How do you
have-
keep someone's interest? Is it? I mean,
I think
it's
in New
kinda-
York it's even harder though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like when you have a million people that are single or available one way or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's harder. I mean, I'm from the South. I'm from like a smaller area where
Oh,
people
okay.
end up, dating everyone's friends. Or whatever. Like, your dating pool like declines.
Oh, wow,
like,
okay.
It's not all strangers
Yeah.
all the time. And I think people tend to kind of settle down younger. I
Yeah.
think you have like urban areas where
Yeah.
people have options and no one's expecting them to be married at 22 or
Right.
whatever. And I
Mhm.
think that people get drunk off choice.
Mm.
You know?
That is, I agree with that.
Like,
I,
it's
I,
like
I,
it's-
I do agree with that.
in everything, relationships or
Mhm.
anything. I mean, there's just so many options, and people all think they're like, at 11 out of 10, and they can find something better, and they can
Yeah.
trade up or whatever. But I think that
That's
that's part of it. Not all of
Yeah.
it. I think that's a small part of it.
That's not cool though. You shouldn't have that mindset.
But people do. People do.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or
Yeah.
they do sometimes.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
all the time.
I 100%. I know people
Yeah.
who do it.
Which leads me to my next question. Is it okay for a woman to make more money than a man in a relationship? Would you feel uncomfortable as a man?
Not at all.
Because some men feel uncomfortable if the woman is the breadwinner.
Yeah, I mean, I've been the breadwinner with some. Like, I've dated some guys that are artists or have like more kind of fluid or freelance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I didn't like it. like it wasn't. It's also a lot of times I got resentment from the guys. 'Cause
Oh,
see?
I'd want
Yeah.
to
This is
go
why.
out.
Yeah, right.
I'd want to go out to a nicer dinner. Like I went to culinary school. I'm a food person. Like
Oh,
I
nice,
want to
nice.
eat well because
Yeah.
I like to eat well.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be fancy, but well. And,
Shout out to food.
and that meant shout out to all food, and that meant that I'd end up always picking up the check because if it was my idea. I mean,
Right.
there was one guy in particular, who's a musician, and he made this big deal about wanting to take me out for Valentine's Day. He was my boyfriend, right? It wasn't like just someone I was kind of hanging out with.
Mhm.
And he was like, I want to take you out. And I was like, great. And he picked the restaurant. And I was like, cool. So we get there. I'm like, let's just split everything. Because I know he didn't have a lot of money, like where he was in his career and
Yeah.
everything. And then, like, I split everything, and he's drinking. He's happy about his new shirt, his haircut, and everything. I was like, good. Like, you have a great time. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then we get the check, and he's like, so we should split it. And then, like, I just kind of looked at him thinking, I'm not, I'm not that old school, but it's Valentine's Day, and it was your idea, and you wanted to come here, and you wanted, like, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a typical Friday. We're like, yeah, split it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
But
brings up-
Valentine's
that brings
Day?
to another thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
They say sometimes that if a guy offers you on a date, should he pay? Or do you guys go Dutch? How does it normally go? A lot of women
trippy
say
balance.
a lot of women say if he invited me to take me out, he should pay.
Who you
I
asking
have
here?
strong opinions about this. But I want to hear you guys tell me first what you think.
great
You go
question.
first. Let me
That's a
think.
great
I'm a
question.
little bit.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
No, I was raised to always pay the bill, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, even if you got it, that's fine. Like, it's just who I am as a person.
Are you a native New Yorker?
Yeah.
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 Just curious. I would
yeah.
like to put region into it.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It does.
It
change
matters.
some-
It
some rules,
matters. But that's just me. Like, I've been on dates where women have paid for me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But what about like long-term relationships? Like, are you still picking up the tab every time you go out, like long-term?
if I can, yeah. But like if I can't, like we'll have a conversation about like I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same here. And if she offers, I'm like, oh, okay. Sometimes I've been in relationships too. I'm always picking up the tab, and she says, you know what? I have this. It's your birthday, or you know what? Let me do it this time. And I said, okay.
But do you feel resentful about that?
Not at all.
Oh no, not really.
At all. It's
I felt the way at first, but I was like, because I'm so used to picking up the check. But I said,
No, I mean
Okay.
resentful to like. Do you feel like the women you've dated expect you to pick up the
oh
check?
no, not me. No, not at all. And if I get an inkling of that, then we have a problem. That's not good. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, that's setting up for like failure in the future. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation. But for the most part, like I'll totally pay.
You feel like you want to do it.
Yes, I
See,
want
that's the
to.
big, that's the
I
big
do want
difference.
to,
Yes.
Expectation versus I want to have
Yeah.
Right,
this
right.
experience. That's huge. It's hugely different.
So your turn.
So
How you feel? How you feel? Wait, let me get a drink. Hold on. Wait.
take a sip. Yeah, I feel pretty strongly about this. I mean,
Okay.
given, like I said, I was raised in the South, so I was not raised where I'm from in like a urban area, and it's kind of old school. But I wasn't raised by like Southern parents, you know. So it's kind of just having a different perspective.
Right.
And I kind of feel like, for me, if someone asks me out and it's a first date,
Yeah.
if all they can afford is coffee, let's get coffee. You know,
Yeah.
like if all they can afford is whatever, I don't care about it. It's a chivalry thing. It's not about the money.
Right.
So like the
Right.
first 1 or 2 dates, I like that. But I have found that if it doesn't go that way, the relationship is not. Like every time, like, oh, I'll make an exception because this person didn't offer, but whatever. Every single time the guy's lazy in the relationship. And it's happened every single time. It's not like it's like, oh, you know, I've tried to give it the benefit of the doubt. But it's not about money. It's never
Right.
about money.
Right.
And then after, you know, the first couple of dates, like, let's split it, depending on who makes more or
Yeah.
who wants to do it or whose idea it was. I mean, that's kind of like you just get your own rhythm in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
And you should have that. You should be able to talk about it a little bit. But I
100%.
think that I've definitely know people that are women that don't like when men pick up the check because
Oh,
they feel
really?
obligated.
Oh.
You know, and I've had that too. Like,
Yeah.
I've had people take me on first dates that were really fancy and expensive, and I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
understand that.
It's
yeah.
like, well, are you doing this because you want to be here, or do you think I need to give you something in return for this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
I
kind of
know
like
it
a
is.
first date should be more chill.
Well, some people want to make it. They say first impression is last impression. Some people want to, you know, make a big statement. I don't like that because I feel if you do that, sometimes some women always expect that after. You know, you take a
big
woman out.
productions,
Yeah,
I mean.
on the first date, you take her out to something really, take out somewhere really big.
Yeah.
And do it really big. Some women, I don't know, not all
If I
women,
can,
but
if I can take this one, if you
Yeah.
do that and you can't maintain it,
that's
then you
what I'm
shouldn't
trying to
did it.
say. If you can't
You know, like,
maintain
I
it,
don't
you shouldn't
think-
do it. Yeah, you should just be
Yeah.
yourself. I think on the first date, just be yourself.
I don't think that you have to take her to Disney World on
Yeah.
on date one. Like I don't.
I mean, I feel like the first day you guys are just trying to feel each other out and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? So it should
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
more like laid back and I mean,
Well, this goes back to your question of like why things fizzle. You
Mhm.
know, that if you're setting the bar so high
Yeah.
anyway, like whether it's about dates, whether it's about attention. Let's say someone texts you 50 times a day, you can't maintain that.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and like that, when people start pulling away, people get insecure. It could even be physical. Like if everything is so much and the bar's high from day one, it's got to crash. Like you're not going to spend every waking moment communicating with one person.
I agree.
And we all do it because it's exciting and it feels good. And then it like then people start arguing and but you don't text me anymore.
That's why real game is no game.
No game.
No game. Like don't go into it on some. Listen, this is how I move because I'm doing these. No. If that's not you, because women, y'all have excuse my French, a bullshit detector. You know what I mean? Like
what's that supposed to mean? A bullshit detector?
Like most women, they know when you're not being genuine with it. They're gonna
Is
gonna
that
find
true?
out.
We'll ignore it. But again,
I
we'll
mean,
pretend.
ignoring it
we'll
is
give
one
them
thing.
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
it's
because
gonna get better.
you may like the guy or whatever the case. That happens, but like
But yeah,
still
instinct
you
is
know it.
decent.
You know it. Like and it's not going to end well for you for anyone, honestly. Like, you know, cuz now you got to curse this dude out because you're sick of it, you know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's move on to the next question. If you catch your partner cheating, do you try to work things out, or is everything
Scandalous.
if everything's just done from there? Do you work things out, or is it completely done from there? Because they say once a cheater, always a cheater kind
Ooh.
of thing.
You know,
I'm going a little deep now.
I haven't been cheated on since like
Not that you know of.
No, exactly.
Oh.
That's what I know, exactly. I haven't been like legitimately cheated on in a very obvious way since I was probably a teenager.
Okay.
Good for you.
I mean, I know that no. I'm sure there have been things that have happened that I didn't know about, or that like the line was blurred. We all love to blur the line.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
But I mean, I feel like if I'm dating someone and it's been like 2 months
Yeah.
and they've already lost interest and they're either going to someone in their past or looking to someone in their future,
Yeah.
what are we building? Like that foundation
Yeah,
is
I definitely agree.
Can I curse on that?
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
foundation, foundation is shit. You know, like if I was like married to someone for 10 years and we had a kid and they stepped out one night, I don't know if I could forgive it, but I would at least consider it. You know what I mean? Like it's like if I was in like a long-term family relationship, I don't know if I could forgive them and stay with them, but I would at least like consider it. If I was just dating someone,
it's over. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of over because even if you get back together, for me, I would just keep constantly arguing and bringing that up.
Yeah.
Like that trust has been broken.
Yeah.
Trust is everything.
And you always keep wondering
right.
what's
I mean,
going on.
like if someone's out with their friends or whatever, I don't want to be that person to be like, what are they doing? Check in with me. Let me know where you are every hour. Like that makes me
You become paranoid?
I mean, I'm paranoid enough. I don't need any other like extra fumes, but to that fire. But what about you guys?
Yeah, Nesta, you take this one.
Yeah, I'm sitting back and just listening.
All right,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Raj. Shake it, baby.
Getting cheated on is
It's the worst.
it's not a good feeling at all.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Heck yeah.
Really?
Heck yeah.
That you know of?
Not new me, but like, but back in the day, heck yeah. Like I never, go through my partner's phone ever. Like I don't believe in that. Like that's you do, I trust you. So
Yeah.
there's one time where something just told me. I don't know whether it was intuition or whatever the case was. Just something was really shaky going on. And I looked through her phone, and all of those provocative pictures that were supposed to be for me was being sent to another
Like
gentleman.
recycled? They were recycled.
Oh
and
yeah.
sent?
And here's the messed up part: like the dates looked like the other dude was getting it first, so I was the one getting like the, So it was like, wow, I wasn't even a priority, at least.
That's
so,
crushing.
Yeah. So, in a situation like that, I left. I left because that trust, like you said, it goes both ways, definitely. But once it's that integrity is gone, it's hard. It is difficult to like stay in something without like looking at the individual kind of from the side,
right.
And a lot of dudes that I know put themselves in that like terrible position where, like you ever seen when like a guy will like be talking to his friends and be like, oh, she's crazy and this and that.
People love to use the crazy
word.
She's
crazy. And she's only crazy because you made her that way. Like it's because of what you did. Like she can't trust you now. So she has to protect herself, like because she can't trust you out there. So she's blowing up your phone because last time she didn't blow up your phone, you were out with the next girl. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. I mean, my last boyfriend, he lives near here. Hope I don't run into him.
Wow.
I mean, it was a crazy deal, but he told me he had cheated on his ex, blackout drunk, like his ex-wife.
Oh.
And on our first date, it's like the whole relationship.
Wow.
Like
So he told you that. So that's like a red flag, right?
I mean, the red flags were.
Oh.
But I ignored him. But I feel like, to me, every time he traveled for work a lot, every time he'd go out of town,
right.
and I know he was going to bars and having a nice time, how was I supposed to be chill about that? It's like you were married to that person and in love with them. Like, how am I supposed to be like, even when people open up to you about other times, they've blurred the line. I don't just mean like flirting with someone. I mean like full on cheating.
Yeah.
I do think that some people just aren't capable of that. You know what I mean? And I feel like some people are. And people that are can rationalize it. So I do kind of think once a cheater, always a cheater. I think people sometimes just once, people learn their lesson.
Do you believe in emotional cheating? Do you believe that's a thing?
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. And I've been on the receiving end of that.
Oh, wow.
Often of like people being like, "Oh, I'm married, but I like being your friend." Is that it? That's weird. It's 2 a.m. letting me know.
Yeah.
I have another one. So I've heard about this a lot. So let's say you had a childhood friend. She's a female. You guys grew up as friends. From a long time. You guys have been friends, never been serious or anything like that. Later on, you find a nice young lady. I guess you guys are dating. But she has a problem with you having her in your life. She think there's something going on, but not knowing that you guys been childhood friends.
Yeah.
And she says, listen, either I go or she goes. Who
Ultimatum.
goes?
Okay, so I've been in this situation before.
Okay.
And I chose my partner, over my friend.
Wow.
But the thing is, what I know now, I believe that I could have approached that situation different. Because the root of the situation is, why is my partner concerned about my friend? Like, there has to be some sort of thing that, like, something, she's uncomfortable. Something is making her uncomfortable.
Maybe she's uncomfortable with you. You're a little bit more closer with the
Right.
friend.
So then that's
her.
my fault.
And she's a
you know
female.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but most of the time, it's like, even if it's like, it could be insecurities, it could be something that she saw me do or anything. But regardless of the situation, is what I would like to do, like what I would have done, what I should have done, is what I mean, was figure out the root of the situation instead of just like going, hey, you're right, later friend, just you. Because honestly, I was just like being miserable without my friend. You know, like, that's my friend. So I handled it wrong. But I believe that to get to the root of the situation, to have that talk with my partner, to find out why is it that you're feeling the way that you're feeling about this individual. And once we have that conversation, I'll be able to make a better, decision as to where to go from there, if we can work it out or not. That's how I feel about it.
How about you? You're dating a guy and you grew up with a childhood friend. He's a male as well. And your boyfriend says, listen, I don't like this guy. I don't like you and this guy being so close. I think there's something going on. He has to go. It's either me or it's him. This dude has to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any childhood guy friends, but I do have a lot of guy friends. And
Okay, you could. How about that?
yeah, so I
guy
feel
friends.
like usually when they get in a serious relationship, I don't see them. You know, like, I feel like guys love to have female friends to go
Yeah.
and do stuff with that's not dating, but stuff you would do on dates. Like, let's
Right.
go to the movies, let's go to dinner, da-da-da.
Yeah.
But it's not romantic at all. And then when you get someone else to do those things with, it's like, well, I can't, like, tell my girlfriend, sorry, I know Saturday night is a date night, but I'm going to go hang out with my friend Alexis and take her to dinner. You know, it's just not, like, it's just not something people really do,
Yeah.
but I've definitely gotten a lot of glares from women, and that are the girlfriends, and who knows what they talk about in their relationship, you know? But I feel like it's, I don't know, we can all get jealous, so what can I say?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and I think, like,
Especially if you have, like, a long-term friendship, you're
Yeah.
so comfortable with one
Yeah,
another.
yeah,
And when
so,
you see
yeah.
your partner be that comfortable
Yeah.
with another person that's, let's say, you're both straight and
Yeah.
you could be attracted to each other, or, like, a lot of friends, we might kiss our guy or girlfriends, and then we turn into friends. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, so you have crossed a line with this person.
Yeah.
And now you're taking shots of tequila and
Yeah.
actually like, it's tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky. That's why I believe to get to the root of the situation, like, before it just blows up. So the moment my partner comes to me and, like, listen, this girl right here, like, I'm gonna need you to stop with her.
That's really emotionally mature of you to try and work both that out and come from a
Yeah.
different angle.
Yeah, I think you have to, like, I don't believe in ultimatums. I think that's
No?
suicide. Yeah, you should not do that. Because, like, what if you get the answer you don't want? Like, like, you're playing a gamble. It's a gamble.
Controlling too.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is controlling. Yeah, it's
And
not
when
cool.
you see that early on, it's like, what else is going to be controlling
Yeah,
later?
exactly. See, signs for, like, the future. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, let's talk about signs. This is my next question.
Let's talk about
Sorry.
signs.
When you first get to know somebody, what are some of the things you're looking for? What are some of the things that you look for?
Okay, all right. Just to sum it all up into one package, I'm just looking for that individual, just that person. Like, obviously, there's things that I like. If we can have an intellectual conversation, that's like one of my big pet peeves. Because I love smart women. But I just want to feel you out. Just kind of like vibe, see what's going on with you.
And
So-
if you see any red flags, do you automatically cross the person out? Like,
No, because
Yeah.
people. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But because people, there's a lot of things that can go into consideration. Like, I'll definitely monitor those red flags, and
Yeah.
I will make a mental note and a physical one. But but I will not just like cut you off because like I caught you eating a sock. You know, maybe that's your thing.
I know, right? I was like, wait a minute. Have you been drinking too much over there, buddy?
No.
When I say red flag, because some people have like, I know a guy. He says, I don't date women who have kids.
Yeah,
so when
deal breakers.
Yeah, that's
deal
what I
breakers.
mean. Like,
So when she's talking and she says, oh yeah, well, my son, and his mind's like, son,
you got to be realistic though.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
if you're up there in age, like you're gonna meet women who have kids.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's
guys.
crazy.
A lot of people have deal breakers. That's the thing about it. Deal breakers.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
So if you're eating a sock, that could be a deal breaker for a lot of people. It's not the alcohol. I'm being serious.
Right.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
yeah,
Do you
So
have any deal breakers?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Deal
I do.
What it?
Women who are not smart, like.
What do you consider smart?
Like intellectual?
Okay, so
or-
if I look, I'm not asking you to know what the word circumlocution means. That's not what I'm just saying like if like you're just giving me one word answers and like you're only talking about like
reality TV.
yes, it's just I can't see myself in a position to be with you long term or even interact with you long term when you're just talking about like I don't know whatever the
Love and hip hop.
yes I can't do it. I can't.
What is it? What was
Love
it?
and hip hop.
Love and hip hop.
yeah.
All those reality
And don't
shows,
get
like
me
you
wrong, like I like those shows too, but like I don't want to talk about it 24/7.
said. Yeah.
I just can't. I can't do that. So that's a big turn off for me.
So
How about
like
you?
Kind of shallow people is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Shallow.
yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I need something more. There has to be more in there, for me to uncover and learn about. I love learning new things about like my partner. Like if you're so multidimensional, because if that's what I'm bringing to the table, like I have standards too. I expect you to bring something to the table as well, and if there are layers to you. Like something that you're passionate about that I had no idea. Even if I'm not interested in it, the fact that I know that you're interested in it, I become interested in it. You know what I mean? So, but if your interest is just like this one show and like that's all you talk about, like that's hard. That's really difficult. And like that and being like rudeness, like unnecessary rudeness.
Right.
Like there's certain people that really put themselves in situations that force you to be in that situation.
Okay.
Like I don't like that. Like like you have some women who want to start fights with other dudes. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like they like confrontation.
Very
and
confrontational,
arguing
yeah, and like things like that. I'm not that type of person.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't move that way. That's not cool.
Yeah, I'm like you too. I don't like interact. I don't like controversy.
Why?
Stuff. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
we gotta-
How about you?
I'm just now learning in the last like month what my deal breakers are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I mean,
Okay.
when I was younger, dating people with kids was off the table. Now
Yeah.
that I'm older, I'm like, well, most people I meet are either
Yeah.
divorced or have kids.
Have kids,
or,
right.
Or they don't want them. Like that's like if
Yeah,
someone
that's the
tells
thing,
me, I'm really gonna open up on this one. If someone
Yeah,
tells
that's what the show is about.
Yeah,
Just
like-
open it up.
I'm not a super religious person in any way,
Mm-hmm.
but when someone tells me they're atheist, I'm like, well, when I've dated people that are atheist, I know that they think that things that I think are stupid. Or they're like, oh, you're so naive to think this, that, or the other. So I kind of think for partner-wise, it's not a deal breaker, but it's almost one. It's kind of like, well, I don't want someone the rest of my life telling me my spiritual thoughts are like naive.
Right.
And I've
yeah.
experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that my most recent people I've dated had young kids and we're at the end of a divorce, unless someone's been fully 1,000% divorced for at least 6 months, if not a year, I'm not going there. It's just too much. It's too much
okay.
mess.
It's too fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too fresh. And both times I was the first girlfriend after, and
Oh.
I've learned a lesson. I learned it.
Very difficult
It was
position to
just
be in.
too
Yeah.
much, too much. So that's a deal breaker for sure. People that talk about money too much or super like showy,
yeah.
like, people
Yeah.
that really care about like brands and
Yeah.
whatever, that's a total deal breaker for me because I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
So to me, like I went on a date with this guy once and he was like a surgeon or something and he was wearing all designer clothes and I was like, oh, I think I should change, and I was kidding, and he's like, yeah.
Whoa.
This is like 8 years ago. And I was like standing on the Upper East Side, like, I guess.
Oh, man.
And then we went out after that, and it just went worse. And worse. It
Oh
did not
no,
get
that's
better.
terrible.
It did not get better.
Yeah, you should.
And, yeah, so
terrible.
that was nice. And then, what's my other deal breaker? I feel like
That is terrible.
there's like 5 of them, if not more. I
Okay.
feel like I just had it and I lost it. But I think that just in general, like I'm like you, if I don't have like an intellectual connection to someone, I'm gonna get bored. You know, like I have to have that like friendship where I want to hear about their day.
Right,
Otherwise,
right, yeah.
I'm gonna tune them out and play on my phone, and then we're gonna argue.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think that's very important. What you say, yeah,
Yes.
it's very important. Yeah,
Very important.
And things in common, not
Yeah.
everything, but at least like some
things, yeah.
Just- I don't care if it's the same movies that we like.
Yeah.
Or we both
Yeah.
like a hobby together, but just something that
Something,
connects
yes.
it. And I like people that are passionate, like really passionate.
Love that.
I mean, I
Love
don't care
that.
what it is, really, but I like that in general.
yeah. My deal breakers used to be women who have people who have kids. I used to never date you, but
Yeah.
I changed that now because
Oh.
I started to realize that the women who have kids, they're more focused and more serious. Because remember, they're like, it's a little bit different. The single women were out there trying to find themselves, doing their thing. And I used to always get down on women who have kids because I didn't want to deal with the whole, baby daddy drama and
For
all
sure.
that kind of
Yeah, for
stuff.
sure.
And I didn't want to
Yeah.
get involved in that.
Right.
But after a while, I started, I changed. I started dating more women, and they had kids. I'm like, oh my God, like, how can I get? It's always finding women with kids. But then I said, you know what? It's not that bad. I started to, I like kids. I love kids a lot. So I started to,
And people
see them
with
as mine.
kids, like men and women,
Yeah.
can be nurturing.
Yeah.
Like they
Right.
already have a kid they've cared for in like
Yeah.
a nurturing
Yeah,
way.
it's
true.
So like when they get a partner, if they're in the right place and they're the right person, they can like really bring something to the table. To
Yeah.
have partnership, not necessarily, but they can bring something to the table that's like partnership that you might not get with someone who's always just worried about themselves.
Yeah,
only,
yeah.
you know?
So
agree.
I found the women who had kids were a little bit more serious about their relationship than the women who are single. So I changed that kind of.
On your
mindset.
point, there is something really, really sexy about a woman who like is like a really good mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's something really like just jaw dropping about that.
Yeah.
Like when she's like, I can't hang out today because I don't have a babysitter, and
Yeah.
this guy has to stay alive. Like that's.
Yeah. I
get
agree.
that.
These are
I
the
get that.
criteria of being a good mother.
No,
I need to keep my child alive.
Well, I mean, bare minimum, but like, but like, like you
That's the
get
same way for me. I mean, the last
Yeah.
few guys I dated, or like boyfriends, were
Yeah.
had kids, and when I'd see them be good fathers,
yeah.
it was, I don't know if it's like a biological thing, but it was like, wow, it made them more attractive to me.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
See,
Because it makes you feel like that person's a good human.
Yeah.
You know?
oh, nice.
Let's talk about friends and family. All right? So
Great.
let's say you're dating a guy, and you have a friend that says, "I don't like that guy for you. He's just not for you." Do you continue to date that guy, or do you listen to your friend? Because sometimes they say your friends could be jealous of you because you have something that they don't have. They see you happy and they're not happy. What do you do in that situation? Do you listen to your friend, their advice that they give to you?
It's only happened once. Well, it's only happened once, like, and she actually said it in front of him. Like, she, like, met him, and she's like, no.
No, yeah,
He was standing right there making dinner for my parents. Like, that's the
Oh, really?
situation. I was like, that's nice. But generally, I would listen. I wouldn't necessarily take their advice, but I would, like, fully take to heart what their message was of why, And usually my friends are kind of like, all right, do what you want to do, and then I'll give you my opinion after the fact. But I feel like no one's ever said stark, like, no way, you can't date this guy.
Yeah,
So I don't have the best experience with that. I've told female friends,
yeah.
Oh,
you cannot date this person.
how did they respond?
I have less female friends than I used to. I mean, I had one girlfriend, and we were friends since we were 11.
Right.
So this is like a long-term friendship, and she lives in the city, and she's not with this person anymore. But we're also not really friends anymore. But this guy like yelled at me in the street. Like I
Wow.
had just met him. In Brooklyn. We were in Brooklyn, and like half an hour later, he yelled at me to watch the purses because he was going to take her in the bathroom and try and have sex with her in the bar.
Okay.
It's very classy.
Yeah.
And then like an hour later, I was trying to find this bar. I didn't know where I was. And he's like, "What, are you high?" And he like screamed at me in the middle of the street. And I looked at her. I was like, "You can't date him anymore." And then within like 2 weeks, our friendship fizzled. So I feel like people can get real protective when they feel like you're judging. Even like friends of ours that are married or dating. You know, people say, "Oh, what do you think?" They don't really want to know what you think most of the time. You know what I mean? Because they're going to get defensive if they think that that is the right person for them.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, I don't listen to family or friends, because most of the time my family or friends don't know my business. Like and it's nothing that like, to shun them out or anything. It's just, I just don't move that way. Like if I'm in a relationship with my partner, I believe that I am capable enough to understand what I want and what I don't want. I don't really need someone who is also failing in their relationship to tell me like that this relationship is bad for you. Especially when they don't know me as well as they think. Right. So that's just weird to me. It's like, I don't know. I avoid that at all costs.
How about parents? Is it important that your partner has a good relationship with their parents? Like sometimes they say a woman looks like how close a man is with his mother. If he's very close with his mother, that means he's going to be very close to you or treat you right, treat you well. You kind of get where I'm coming from.
I do not find that to be the case.
Yeah, I don't think that's
the
case either. No.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I've actually dated a couple of guys that they were super tight with their mothers, and
it's the opposite with you.
But they acted like children. Their mothers babied them. They didn't feel like a man. They felt like a boy. Right. You know, like I mean, I don't want someone whose mom is doing your laundry or your dishes or taking care of you.
That's gross.
It's one thing if like someone's helping you out because they love you and their family. It's another thing when it's like, I don't know.
I'm going over to mom's this Wednesday, laundry day.
Like, be a man, you know? Like that's the kind of guy I like anyway. But I think that I would like someone, if they don't have a good relationship with their family, to have a reason for it. You know? Like not just because they're rebellious and, I mean, grow up.
Well, my mom, she has her, she doesn't like butt in, she doesn't, she's just chill. She trusts me, and like she'll just ask like a question like, are you happy, are you okay, and then if I say yeah, she'll just drop it. She won't even So,
but what about you with girls? Like if you're dating someone and they don't have a good relationship, let's say a woman with her father or a woman with her mom, whatever.
They always say women who don't really have a father looks for love in a man.
I personally, I have a thing for women with daddy issues, but it doesn't really matter. Like
you have a thing for them because whatever they didn't have growing up, you want to be there for them and do that.
I find women who unfortunately haven't had a father around. They tend to, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. It's like it's a certain thing that they have. Like it's just this rambunctious nature that they have. It's really like you don't know which direction they're coming from like half the time.
So they're a little crazy.
And I don't mind that. I don't mind it because
I'm in that category. So
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because it's something like another thing to go back to the turnoffs thing that we were talking about. Boring. Don't be boring. So like if you're a little crazy, that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong because it's just a part of your personality. And I find that women who didn't have their fathers around tend to like give me that vibe versus someone who has. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know. But that's just what in my experience. But either way, with family, mother, father, without it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If we're linking on that level, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, before we wrap it up here, 2 more questions. Culture, religion, and lifestyle. Marriage. Your thoughts on marriage. Is it important to you? And if the person you're dealing with doesn't want to get married, is it like a deal breaker?
Alexis.
Yeah, it is 100% a deal breaker for me. I mean,
if they don't want to get
they
married,
don't want to
Yeah.
get married.
Okay.
If someone had a really good reason, like let's say they were, no, I just go back. I'm trying to be courteous, but no, I don't mean it. So I think that to me, I want to get married.
Mhm.
I want to have a wedding. It doesn't have. I don't want a big, crazy, expensive wedding, but I want that experience for myself, and I know that I want a child, and I tend to bring that up on like first dates. Not hard sell, but like, yeah, I want a kid,
Mhm.
and I want
Is that
to
how you
get
say it
married.
in the first date?
Yeah, I did. Nice to meet you. My name's Alexis. I want a child. My biological clock is ticking, so
Yeah.
let's have a drink. But I mean, I know I feel I'll bring it up though, and I never would have said that 5 years ago on a date. But like, don't waste my time. If you know that's off the table for you,
Yeah.
go for
That's fair. That's
find
fair.
your
Yeah.
right partner, but
Yeah.
it's not me.
Right.
You know?
So you put your cards on the table on the first date, basically. Let them
Yeah.
know straight up.
And people often will be like, "Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah,
I want that
they-
too. That sounds
yeah,
so
they'll
great."
tell you what they want to tell you
Yeah,
until they
for
get what they
sure,
want. Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, I can't control that. You know, all I can
Yeah.
control is like what I'm putting out there and knowing that. But that's me. I think if someone else doesn't want those things, more power to you. There's no push for someone else to want to be a mom or a wife.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's fair. What I find is I don't really need the title of marriage, but I do understand how important it is for a lot of women.
Yeah.
So that automatically cancels out how I feel about it, because like if you want to get married and we are in that position to get married, and like I'm comfortable with you, you're comfortable with me, everything is fine, I'll totally get married. I've been married before.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been married before.
Big wedding, small wedding,
Small
destination
wedding. Small wedding. And like it was fine. It was. I mean, it didn't end fine, but but like I would totally do it again. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Religion. Do you believe that two people who have two different religions could basically last? Like one's a Christian, one's a Muslim.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it a
Yeah.
lot. People with literally. One example I can think of is someone I know. They're in their like 50s, 60s, so they got married younger, so they have a lot of time there. And he's Muslim and she's Christian, and she likes to get up early in the morning and either read the Bible, and she's not conservative Christian, like she really loves all religions, but she'll also read some texts that are more related to his faith. You know, like she's just. They've always made it work, and it's never been an issue with their family or anything else.
Do you remember what you said about the atheist thing?
Yeah.
Now you see how, like, if you don't like impose, you're like, because I'm Christian. So if I'm not sitting here like, oh, you're gonna go to hell, like if I'm not, I would never do that to a person, like period. I don't like people who force their religion on other people. So if you don't believe, or if you believe in something else, that's totally on you. Like it has nothing to do with me. So I don't feel as though it should cause any, problem between, the two of us if we're being mature about it. You can practice what you just as long as you're not like cutting up chickens in my in the kitchen. We're fine. There's certain extremes that I don't think I could handle personally.
Yeah.
Just because it's just
But that
me.
becomes lifestyle more than religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
That's the detail. It's different.
Yeah.
And then when you're dating someone, I guess when you let the family know, okay, he's, the opposite. He's not one of us, kind of thing. They're like, oh,
Not
no, you
one
can't.
of us.
No, I mean that's the way some people think about it, like
That's how a
that.
lot of people
It's
think
like,
about it,
and then when you
yeah.
get married, you plan on getting married. You have two families on different sides. Like
Yeah.
you're not really agreeing with the marriage, kind of thing. So
Temple or church, what are you doing?
yeah.
I mean,
so
like the only thing for me, and I'm not saying I wouldn't date someone who is an atheist. I just feel from my previous experience, every time I've tried to do that, when I share with them things that are really important to me, that I'm more spiritual than religious.
Yeah.
I feel like they might be looking at me, but they're mocking me, or they make comments that seem like they're undermining something that's important to me, and that, again, I'm not closed off to it, but I feel like if one person has faith and the other person doesn't, that's
Right.
more of an issue than two people having different faiths. In theory, I mean, everyone's different.
Oh, that's interesting.
all right. Well, that wraps up another episode.
Alrighty then.
Right.
Any last minute comments or anything you guys want to say?
You were a treat.
Oh, I can talk a lot. So.
Wish we had more time. I had to skip through some questions, man. Sorry about that.
This is great. Thank you.
This
Thank you
really
for
fun.
having me.
It was a pleasure having you guys on the show.
You're great. Let's go.
All right, guys. So this wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Cann. Take care and God bless.